Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Gary Brackett, and we're on another episode of Success Leaves Clues. Hey, I got a special guest for you, my guy, BJ Teriba. BJ and I worked together for like the last 5 years?
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years, man. So he was my pretty much CMO marketing director at the Stack Pickle. After that, we did a lot of work together with my personal branding. BJ now back in New York City.
Yes, sir.
From the East Coast, obviously very talented freelancer, multimedia. And it's interesting, right? I want to just have a conversation just about marketing, just about, man, you was there when we were kind of building. We were right there on the cusp, right? Didn't quite put it over, but I think the interesting point with our relationship was like how we grew together.
Definitely. Most definitely. Honestly, you gave me I hate to use this word, but you gave me a playground to like kind of manifest a lot of the marketing ideas and strategies that I wanted to implement. Whether it was from a franchise marketing standpoint, really building out a content strategy from the things that we did from Franchise Friday, all the way through like our email marketing, our marketing presentations for potential buyers, all the way to the consumer marketing side, really getting an understanding of local store marketing, multi-store marketing, kind of how to develop a corporate framework and structure for marketing, how to empower people at the local level, at the general manager level, to develop their own individual and unique marketing plans. We kind of did a lot of those things. And then on the other side, obviously, you're still one of the best business coaches that I know. I learned a lot about business and marketing strategy from you, building out your own personal programs, from Champ CEO to Champions Academy, Champ Fit, all of the programs and I guess frameworks that you built over the past couple of years. I was definitely blessed to have a hand in all those things. So again, he gave me a platform to kind of show some of the experience that I always knew I had, but hadn't really found a place to manifest. So always going to be thankful for you.
Yeah, no doubt. And the goal, I think people think is just, I just say it just to say it. When I say like my goal is to create more leaders, not to create more followers.
Yeah.
Like I was the biggest proponent of you going out on your own, right?
Definitely.
And and it's one of those things where just like, yo, there's love, so there's always going to be communication, transparency. We can always work together in the future, right?
Yeah.
But just like, I want to see people win. And more importantly, you have to let people do what they're passionate and fulfilled in, because if not, in the back of their mind, they're always going to be thinking like, man, what if I did it my own way? Until they figure it out and get that out their system, it's going to be tough for them to really buy into something.
Most
so
definitely.
Seeing how you have grown and really master skills, you went from like knowing a little bit about a camera, like shooting, and we used to pay a bunch of money to marketing companies, the photographers, the videographers, right? Yeah. And we like, yo, y'all ain't better than us.
We got to figure this out.
Yo, and y'all equipment ain't even that tight.
And y'all trying to run up a bag on us, and I'm not going for it.
Right, it's not like really hit. And so then when we started obviously doing a lot of it on our own, and now like you probably better than a lot of these dudes on video and editing without even like, and it's not even that you're not trying, because that would be like a very disrespectful thing about the work you put in, the hours, the sleepless nights, like research and studying this stuff, right?
Definitely.
But it's amazing, like both of us, right? Just the education in terms of the courses, the books, the conferences. I mean, it's just sitting on a bunch of work, right? So now for me, being able to coach others and kind of get that out of others.
Yeah.
And I think it's disrespectful, and it's one of the things that I would always fight you on in terms of like what pivoted on marketing agency. And I'm just like, it's such an overused term, right? And I was like, bro, we're hackers.
Yeah.
We're growth experts.
Yeah.
It's different than marketing.
It's different.
Because I think marketers are someone who builds the car, but they don't really care about the engine. And the engine, if you don't got an engine in that thing, and that thing don't purr and rev and perform,
it doesn't really matter. And I also make a distinction between, there's like 3 levels to it. There's advertisers who focus purely on channel marketing and just getting the word out using, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Ad Mob, and a different platform that you can use to push and generate exposure to your content. Then there's the marketing side where you're getting into brand story and copywriting and
The voice.
and the actual strategy, targeting, understanding your demographic, those aspects of it, the more technical side, and the side that honestly I think most small businesses aren't focused on, and the thing that they need the most. And then there's the growth hacking side, and the
Automations,
email sequences,
lead
building a
magnets,
true experience for your
avatars,
customers.
right.
And I think for us, we were able to kind of organically go from, okay, let's just figure out how to advertise things to wait, okay, that advertising isn't working. Let's figure out what we need from a strategic standpoint. Okay, we need a content calendar. We need to be proactive.
Right.
We need to understand our local markets. We need to understand those things. And then now we're really
Even
focused
big
on
data. Like, you can hone in on what customers are purchasing what hours,
definitely.
and then send them messages around that hour to entice them to purchase something that they purchased before because you have the data.
And that's where we are now from to your point, using that term growth hackers.
Right.
I think we are really trying to reverse engineer how our customers are working and things like that. And yeah, it's an expansive field. There's a lot going on, but we've been able to do a lot of that research, and we've been able to implement a lot of those processes and strategies in a lot of your work and in the work that I'm currently doing now.
The interesting part is just like, talking to small business owners, and they always look at marketing as a budget and they look at it as an expense.
Yeah, and it's an investment.
It's an investment, bro. You should have or be able to see a ROI on your marketing dollars.
Most definitely. Every single time. I mean, especially when it comes to digital, you should be able to track your funnel. You should be able to track your metrics. You should be able to track every single point in your marketing funnel.
And have a scorecard.
You should have KPIs, and you should understand exactly where you're going, where you're taking it, from impressions to click-through rates to conversion rates. You should be able to pretty much understand wherever you're going when it comes to building digital funnels, and even taking it offline. We don't even want to talk about that because most people won't even understand, oh, you can track offline metrics as well. Yeah, you can. You can track walkthrough rates and things of that nature, but those are things that not everybody is willing to look at and invest in to really get the most out of their business, because that goes into business maximization. And I think one of the biggest things you taught me about was understanding business models, because once you understand a business model, that's when you can really become an effective marketer, because now you can understand what metrics you need to track where, and that goes into building a truly incredible experience for each and every customer you have, because now it's personalized. Now we really have an understanding of, oh, he's in Indianapolis and he's a male at around 40. Let's send this message to him.
At this time,
exactly.
This is when he's online. So it's amazing, like what we saw with some of the technology companies in terms of the artificial intelligence, looking at psychographics instead of demographics, right? So really diving deep into like the psychology and artificial intelligence of online, because it's funny, you hear people say, "Oh, I tried Facebook ads and it don't work." It didn't work for you.
It didn't work for you in the way that you did it, because it can totally work, and we've seen it work.
Because the thing is, you have to, again, to your point, reverse engineer. What are your margins that you're playing with? So how much are you willing to pay for a lead? And yeah, if you're playing for just one sale, that's not going to work. You'll break even or lose money at best.
Easily.
If you don't have back-end offers, if you don't have the lifetime value of a customer, are they going to purchase that product again? Are they going to share that product on their site? How are you enticing them to share it on the site? Are you giving anything to them for them to share it?
Yeah.
So many things that you can kind of do as far as a small business to really position yourself to hack. But I think what I've saw, and I took a step back, because you can market someone out of business.
You can market someone out of business. Explain that one to me, because I need some help with that one. I think that was philosophical.
Yeah,
they need to know.
Yeah. So as a growth expert, right, the challenge sometimes isn't creating traffic and creating leads. It's if you don't have the systems in place at your office to convert these leads with consistency, right? So that's why the processes and the procedures, because it's like it got to a point where, you know what I'm saying, we were marketing and advertising, and while I went off and got certified in like a business operating system, it's like I'm just telling more people how bad you are faster.
Wow. That's a bar that a lot of people not really understanding.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling more people how bad you are faster. You don't have the systems in place to nurture these leads, to convert these leads, so everything starts with a vision from the organization that then's communicated, and then you have buy-in. You have the right people in your organization doing the right job at the right time. You have transparency. You have people following up, people checking, people being confident what they're doing. And I think when you have that in place and you have the proper processes in place, then it's time to put the growth hacking in place.
You're talking about this top-down brand story,
right?
Like, because ultimately you have to have every organization has to have a goal.
Right.
Once you have a specific goal in mind, I think your goal right now is to help people become the best people they can be, become champions, right? Once you have a specific goal in mind, we can distill that down into the values that we have for our organization. Once those values are distilled, now you can productize those values, and now you can figure out ways to bring value to your customer. Now we can say, hey, okay, we have a course on personal development, because our main goal was to help people, and now our product is based on personal development. Now we can kind of go out and sell that product in a way, and not just sell the product, but implement that product in a way that is a lot more cohesive, and it ties into the entire goal of what you're trying to create, what you're trying to do from an overall overarching standpoint. I think a lot of businesses haven't solidified. A lot of businesses start with the product and don't start with the intent. And I think that's a huge thing.
I think they start with a product and not really start with the customer needs. And I think even the Tony Robbins is like, yo, you got to be in love with your customers and not your product.
Every time.
Because your customer needs are going to change. And if your product isn't like set up, or your service isn't set up to change with the needs of your consumer, you're going to be selling something that's not wanted.
That happens a lot. And we can talk about Blockbuster all day, you know what I mean? And not understanding the change in market. Blockbuster ultimately just wanted to sell. They wanted to sell video. They wanted to bring entertainment to the home.
Right.
Netflix came to them with a game-changing opportunity, right?
Yeah.
They decided not to change their business model because they were so invested in their product and the way that they sold. And so many businesses are married to the way that they do things. They're not ready to innovate, and you either innovate or you die.
But the crazy thing now, I saw this, and it's just like, blockchain and APIs. A lot of times this technology, people try to fight the machine, fight the technology. Technology is always going to win.
It's your friend.
And the thing is, you have to learn how to be friends with it and enjoying it, as opposed to like fighting it, resisting it, and doing your own thing. And I think, looking at some of those business cases where businesses did not, because even now in the online space and even the restaurant space, what we saw, like the invent of third-party delivery, it's crazy what it did to the restaurant space.
It changed the game completely.
30% they take from your top line in terms of revenue.
But they created a need.
But then the consumer no longer coming into the restaurant and no longer are drinking because now they're at home. And I'm guilty. I would do it all the time, convenience, because that 8-10 hours I'm paying for that delivery, bro, I can make that sitting down, not interrupting my workflow.
No question.
So I get it. So it's so challenging to kind of figure it out. So you have to figure out ways to partner with it and figure out different strategies to kind of monetize and make more money. And those ghost kitchen strategies now, as far as the restaurant space,
people are making a lot of money off those things.
Not even having a front, you know what I'm saying? So those type of things you have to kind of adapt to, smaller footprints, right? And I think all those type of things is something you just have to adapt to and adjust. Your kitchens, maybe multiple lines, because now you have to take care of the people in your restaurant, but also take care of the people online.
But again, I think that, and to your credit, you really had a strong understanding of business models and how to make technology complement your business or act as a supplement to your business. And that was something that I really learned. I didn't know anything about the restaurant space, but you gave me a crash course in third-party delivery, what it does to margins, how that affects the business, the fact that we need to be building our own customer list because we cannot be captive to third parties, things of that nature. Those are things that business owners really are not focused on in 2021. I'm in New York right now, and that's the market that I'm focused on. I talk to a lot of restaurant owners, and most of them don't have an email list. Most of them aren't capturing Wi-Fi. They aren't capturing emails like and data at all. Most people don't even use the function of like texting the receipt so that we can text them the next offer we have. There's so many underutilized. But I mean, again, the other part is, you know, tech grows every day. Tech grows on a daily basis, and if you can't keep up with that, you either have to find somebody that can,
right,
or you may not thrive in this new terrain and market that we're living in.
So the interesting piece is like the one easy win that people can take, right, is four-wall marketing.
Four-wall marketing is always going to be
having some type of internet connection that forces people to sign up for you email new subscription to get online.
There's that, but you know what's even easier than that? All of you are running POS, whether it's Clover, Square,
right,
something along those lines.
Toast.
And they all allow for data capture.
Right.
And if you're not capturing data and utilizing that data,
text messages, and text is probably
that's king. That's king right now.
Because people, I mean, email, you're gonna set up some type of they haven't figured out spam blockers on text yet.
My spam folder is elite. I don't get anything. I don't get any promotion.
Text message?
No, I mean via email.
So text message, they haven't done that yet.
They have not done that.
So there's
yet.
different things, the optimum ways how much you can text and
definitely.
charges. But bro, you got somebody's like 1-to-1, they cell phone?
You're in the digital coaching space,
right?
And I'm sure you see text me at 877-555.
Absolutely.
Like that is the new.
Huge.
That is the best
1-to-1.
way to.
You know what that does? When Facebook says, "Hey, slap your wrist, you're down for a week, 2 weeks."
That's tough,
bruh. How am I gonna add? Oh, I have your number. I can actually text you. So it's so important to have these kind of systems set up inside your business.
Gotta own your list.
That's crazy. So that's the marketing side. Oh, another thing, it's just an interesting piece, right? Is this whole not digital nomad, but this work, live, play situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like on the cusp of millennial, Gen X. So I know enough technology to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I definitely fight through.
And I've got to say, I've got to tell everybody how proud I am of my guy G.
Hey.
He is now a techie, and this is all I was trying to get him to be.
Hey, bro. So I'm no longer afraid of CRMs, and you know what I'm saying? We do a good job of managing that. But the interesting piece is that working with millennials and how they view the world and how they view this work, live, play situation.
Yeah.
And really just having trust in someone to get the job done.
Again, I think I had worked 3 corporate jobs before I got to meet you.
Right.
And I think in all 3 of those situations, I was not afforded the freedom and opportunity that I was looking for. And then when I met you, it was we were working at Stack Pickle, and it was still a corporate type situation, but you allowed me a lot more flexibility, not only in my work-life balance and allowing me to, hey, gee, I've got to, take this gig in Chicago. Do I have any leeway? Yeah, as long as you get your work done. I really appreciated that. But you also allowed me to own my job in the business. You allowed me to handle the reporting. You allowed me to interface with the managers and be a leader in situations where a lot of people would not trust a 24, 25, 26-year-old to handle a lot of those things. You had me in franchise meetings selling, high ticket franchise opportunities to different people and things of that nature. And we closed and we did a good job. And I think, for everything that happened, I learned so much. We grew so much, and I think success is in the eye of the beholder. And we were a very successful business while I was around.
Yeah.
And everything.
I mean, the thing of it is right. You can't, what is it, the term, throw the baby out with the bathwater? You know what I'm saying?
Come on. I'm not good with the idioms and none of that.
So the joint is just like, you know what I'm saying? You have to take away from your successes, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? A loss isn't a loss if it's a lesson.
Man.
And if you could pivot from it, and if you can like use that knowledge to then be better because of it,
yeah,
in the long term, right? Because I'm playing for forever. I'm saying I'm playing for legacy,
long term.
Dame, right? This is about my last name, not my first. So, bro, like, just give me time. I promise you, like, the knowledge that we know, like the lessons that we learned, bro, they will be invaluable moving forward.
They are, and they've already shown themselves.
So it's just amazing now with the how you view things, how you frame past experiences. Yeah, how powerful they are,
man. Without experience, I wouldn't be here. Like, without the experiences that I gained over the past 3-4 years, I'm a completely different person now because of what I know and what I've been through and how we've been able to execute. It's given me a new level of confidence in this space. Before I met you, I'd never really had the opportunity to run Facebook ads at scale, for instance. And that is something that, it's like walking or talking or breathing. It's now a part of who I am. I'm able to
targeting and retargeting pixels.
These are things that
wording.
What is that?
How much word needs to be on the ad?
Pretty
video.
Easy.
What converts easier? Video. Like, it's amazing. Not funny thing. I think one of the most interesting conversations that we had, right? And this showed just my ignorance and everyone's ignorance. And I think where we really were good at was really having honest conversations, but communicating. Like, so now it's Ramadan.
Yeah, it is Ramadan. I am Muslim and I am partaking in it.
Right. And the discipline that you've displayed in your, your journey, your walk, right? And just, having prayer time, having these type of things, like me being respectful, like, like if the door closed, that mean you praying, like we good, and just me just wanting to learn, like, teach me how do I need to like change to adapt to like some of the things, because one of the biggest things, and this is like a huge lesson, is like, respecting people's culture. And saying like, all right, because of that, you fast from sun up to sundown. So energy, managing that is especially, you've done it a while. Yeah. So it's amazing. You could work out and do things and still like not.
We just got to work out.
That's why we look like. If y'all smelt this, y'all probably would turn the camera off, right? But y'all can't smell us, so y'all hear us. So I'm saying, we gonna provide this value. But I can remember this one conversation. I felt so silly, right? Man. And the Muslims, I was like, so for me, where I grew up, Muslims, 5%ers, bean pies, right? Final calls on the corner, right? I don't know a lot about it, but I just portrayed a black Muslim.
You assumed that a black Muslim was a part of the Nation of Islam,
right? So I asked you like, you eat bean pies and like final calls, like what's up with that? Because I think it was like, Muslim, we not into like financial, we into like freedom, almost like a Buddha monk spiritual, like peace to be all, like all men, we love everybody, like this, we not a violent culture, like we love, like this is not what we
Islam is built on peace, most definitely.
And it was like, explain, like you was like bean pies, G, like
what are we talking about right now? I don't even.
I'm like, you ain't like on the
educate
corner, like,
me now.
Like, educate me. He was like, nah, not that type of Muslim. I was like,
think Saudi Arabia, think the Kaaba, Mecca, think and I don't think Islam has any. Islam is for everybody, so there's no discrimination. But there was just honestly, you were. I appreciated it because you were open to learning about what type of a Muslim I am. There's different types of Christians. There's Baptists. There's Catholics. There's different types of evangelists. There's different types of Christians. There's different types of people in any space. And I appreciated, again, to your earlier point, I appreciated your willingness to learn and find ways to make yourself flexible and make the business flexible for somebody like myself who was in a unique situation at the time. So again, credit to you on that, and I definitely appreciated it. And it actually taught me how I need to act and react if and when I have my own business. And I have my own business, I'm a freelancer, but I don't employ people per se. But when I do have that house and I'm building that house or I'm managing a team or whatever, making sure that they are comfortable walking their walk is important to me, because that makes people effective and efficient.
And it's so authentic.
Yes.
I think most people are not authentic at job, right? They go, I got to put on this face today at work.
I did not have to
go smile on these people's face and like, I'm saying? And it's like, bro, like if you in that situation,
that is tough. And I didn't have to
spend too much time at work. It's awful, right? So I think having that open lines of communications is so powerful, man. It's interesting. So let's talk about this now, because I think if you are a small, mid-sized business and you're looking at marketing, right, and you're looking at advertising, branding, what things are you seeing inside of the small businesses, mid-sized businesses that they're missing? Like what are they feeling at right now that like they can immediately, like, let's give them a couple of takeaways that they could do to really, this is 2021, to implement some like growth hacking
do we want to focus specifically on the space like retail, or do we want to talk digital products? I like, because
so scalable strategies is a whole different thing, and it's like online products, digitals, ebooks, like books, membership programs,
right?
So that's separate. That's probably more advanced, right? And Champ CEO is a program, like a high ticket course, group coaching program, where I teach you like digital strategies.
I need that
kind of help you like up your game, and we're talking about 7-figure strategy type of stuff. But I think a lot of people ain't ready for that. So we're going to just talk about someone got a business, right? They got a couple employees. They're trying to grow on scale. They're still figuring out what things can they do to really understand. So I'm going to give you one. One of the things they could do is really get an actual cost and profit margin of each one of their products that they sell. How much does it cost you? How much labor does it cost to produce it? At what rate? And what's your actual margin?
That is something you told me a lot about. Understand the science of your business. Understand the science of your business.
Opportunity cost. Because so many people be like, you'll be like, I went to Chicago. I'm like, bet, like, how much you make? Oh, he gave me $250. I'm like, bro, you spent 2.5 hours, 3-4 hours to get there. You hit traffic on the way back. You drove, so you had windshield time, so you couldn't think and read. And you did that. Like, I'd have paid you $500 if you just finished X. Understanding
cost is the number one way to save money on your business, and most people don't understand it.
They don't get it. Oh, it's like a lot of people fail to realize the value of their time.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's the first thing as an entrepreneur you have to do.
Definitely.
How much is your time worth?
It's the most important thing in business, because time... A lot of things scale in business. Time is not one of those things. You are limited to 24 hours of it. We are all limited to 24 hours of it. So efficiency and maximizing that time is, and also being able to understand things like delegation,
right.
And making sure that you got the systems and products are in place, procedures are in place, so that you can scale these things, and you don't have to work on your business. You don't have to work in your business. You can work on your business and plug and play.
Right.
Those are things that are important. I guess for me, when it comes to
give them a couple, because I think what you really good at is like really the figuring out for small businesses how to stop being afraid of these technologies, and how can they create some of their own content. So what are some tools, apps that you use that they can learn?
Yeah. I think to your point, everybody needs to get out here and create some content on a daily basis. I don't know, on a weekly basis. However much time you can dedicate to content, you should dedicate it. I think apps like Adobe Spark have enabled us to make really quick and easy graphic content on a daily basis. That's stuff that I use for my personal Instagram story, for my business Instagram story, even for clients. You don't have to be a Photoshop expert to learn how to do it. They have thousands of templates that you can remix and use, put your brand colors on, and kind of go from there. You don't even necessarily need too much of a brand kit. You can just pop your logo in there. They'll grab your colors for you. They'll even give you fonts. So that's one thing. Adobe Spark's a really good app. I think for video, InShot. A lot of people are using InShot. I use InShot for a lot of videos. Sometimes I'll edit something in Premiere Pro and I'll bring it to InShot, throw a filter on it, throw some effects on it. So
Premiere Pro is another Adobe program.
Adobe program.
Adobe Suite, period.
The Adobe Creative Cloud, period, is something that if you have an in-house marketer, an in-house designer, or anything like that, you'll probably want to invest.
It's well worth, because I think it's probably $1,000 now a year for one user.
$1,000 a year for a user. It's like $60 a month if you go monthly. So yes.
Right. But between that, Adobe Spark,
InShot,
like all our suite, Even what is the one, the PDFs, Acrobat Reader?
Yeah, I mean, all of that's a part of the Adobe suite.
Right,
You
right.
get all of that for free. So even Adobe, I mean, yeah, I swear by Adobe at this point. Premiere, Rush, Lightroom,
Yeah.
Ed Photo, video. If you're trying to do anything creative, you need to be on Adobe. When it comes to, I guess, social media, a lot of people, I'm big on automation. I like to make sure you have a content calendar, make sure your posts are loaded up and scheduled and ready to go. A lot of people aren't using Facebook Creator. The Facebook Creator Suite. So Facebook actually has a program that will allow you to schedule your Facebook and Instagram posts for free. It's creator.facebook.com. If you are interested in it, you do have to do it on desktop. But I know most businesses run their marketing it's free. Most people run their business marketing operations through Facebook. And if you are going to be proactive, if you want to be proactive with your content, please start scheduling your posts.
So is that better than Hootsuite and like all the other like Promo Republic?
It's better than Hootsuite.
Analytics. You like Promo?
I love Promo Republic for a while because it allowed me to it saved me time.
Right.
But now I realize that time isn't always, saving time isn't the best way to go about publishing content, because these platforms are getting way too smart and they have preferenced content that comes from their platforms. Yeah. So even when you go on like Hootsuite, Hootsuite, Promo Republic, the reason I stopped using those things was because after a while, like for instance, if you post a video, the video will pop up as like a link on the page. Like the experience changes when you start to use third-party platforms on those platforms. So that's why I kind of shied away from that. I started to realize that TweetDeck has always been a thing. So Twitter's always had their own scheduling platform, and it's gotten a lot better as well. LinkedIn, I believe you can schedule posts on LinkedIn now, and Facebook and Instagram have their own schedulers. So I would just hop on the platforms themselves and schedule those posts, because at this point, your engagement will get hurt by using third-party platforms, especially if you're not boosting your posts or anything like that. So creator.facebook.com for anybody who wants to schedule their posts out. That's one of the most helpful things. And then if you want to do it on Twitter, it's tweetdeck.com.
Right. That's awesome, man. Nah, so we could talk all day, right? So I definitely got to get you back in here. But just a shout out to you, obviously what you've created. So in terms of freelancer now, so who's your ideal customer, and like what specifically do you help them with now? So who are you targeting now? Like how can they get to you? Like who are you looking to work with?
Yeah, so the brand that I'm running under right now is called Prep Digital, prep.digital for anybody who wants to check us out online. I'm really working with small business owners who are trying to up their content game, and make sure that their marketing automation is on point, make sure that they have a full cycle marketing strategy that will kind of go from attracting a customer to converting a customer. That's why I kind of felt like I had to get into a space where I could work on all of it, because marketing is a full cycle strategy. You have to be able to take a customer journey. You have to build a full customer journey for clients, and that's really what I'm focused on right now. And so I guess in terms of target clients, a lot of my experience is in the restaurant space. So I have been working with a lot of restaurants out in New York, but I also have a lot of experience with personal brands, with digital products and things of that nature. So
photo shoots, drone.
We haven't even talked about media, and we're talking about marketing, so I'm keeping it marketing. But we do full content creation.
But media does matter,
and that's why I say you need to have a strategy. Once you have a strategy in place, now we can implement the media that you're looking for. We have the cameras, we have the drones and all of the tech that we need to create solid media. But for me, it's always been about making sure the media is not just
it's supported with a marketing strategy.
It's effectual, so that you can actually drive results and KPIs through your media.
Because a lot of times, this is the funny thing. Hey, can you make me a video for what?
For what?
For who?
I mean, what do you need a video for?
What are we talking about?
Like, you don't have a strategy. You just want a video.
You're just gonna pop one video, 500, and then what happens?
It's not gonna help you, and now you're gonna get mad at me, and I don't need
nobody saw the video, bro, because you're not.
It's not my fault. You didn't market it.
You don't have a strategy.
You're missing the marketing. It's media and marketing.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So good. So
Prep.digital.
Prep.digital. Definitely look for him. And this is like, and the crazy now point is, it's like, yo, I don't have to be in your city. Like,
I'm
bro,
everywhere.
they got this thing called Zoom.
I am
like,
everywhere.
we can meet online, like technology. Like, we can figure it out, right?
I'm doing that with a lot of clients. I still have some clients in Indiana, so.
Nah, that's dope, man. I appreciate you. So, always a pleasure. This is always the question, right? So you know what's coming, right? So I know you got one for us, right? My man been dropping jewels on us. So one thing, success leaves clues, right? So drop a bomb, drop a clue for us that, you know what I'm saying, that you could give like your younger self, right? So right now, how old are you?
I am 27.
27. So you graduated DePaul what age?
I graduated from DePaul at 21.
21, right? Your 1-year-old self, right? Like what clue? What would you tell that guy right now, right? What would you share with him?
What would I share with my 21-year-old self? I honestly would just tell him to keep doing what he was doing.
Right.
I would tell him to stay focused. I would tell him to stay focused on the goal. I think when I was younger, I had shiny object syndrome, and I think I could have gotten a lot better at my craft if I wouldn't have had that shiny object syndrome and stayed a little bit more focused on the goal at hand, on the task at hand, which was, just building my skill set and becoming as good of a digital strategist as I possibly could, getting some certifications and things like that, making sure that the things that I was doing were aligned to the life that I was trying to create. I've told myself since I was 16 that I want to be the top digital strategist in the world, and that's still a goal of mine. And I think at times I lacked focus. It's Ramadan right now, so one of the big things I'm focused on is purpose. Once you understand your purpose, you can figure out your intent. Once you can figure out your intent, then it's about resolve, because now you're just working toward that. When you're working in your purpose, and you have an intentional goal that you're trying to figure out. And for me, I think at times I always knew my purpose, but my intent was not always in order. And when you think about not having intent, you will never have the resolve to continue to do certain thing, to do the thing that you need to do on a consistent basis if you don't have the intent down. And so again, like I said, I think my purpose was great. Focusing on the task at hand, and understanding intention, and being very dedicated to that was something that I struggled with earlier on. So I think really set your intentions on a daily basis is what I would have said to myself.
Man, that's good. It's my coach, man, I hate it when he said this, but it's so true, man. And there's this whole notion of like, don't get bored doing the right thing.
Man, you told me that a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
It's boring.
It's like, and then you hate it. Like, what you talk about, bro? Like, I'm bored, bro. I'm about to go chase this. Like, they running it up.
Legitimately.
Like, nah, bro. Don't get bored doing the right thing, man.
Yeah.
Because consistency breeds mastery. All right, mastery breeds that's confidence, right? And people pay you for the value, for the how big of a problem you can solve. And you solve bigger problems if you're consistent and you develop mastery.
Most
So that's why it's
definitely.
important to really dive in and stay focused, to keep on learning those things together, man.
Consistency is key.
Nah, definitely proud of you, bro.
Likewise.
I appreciate it, man. Great workout, bro.
For
So, Don, every time you back in the city, we gonna link up, man. Definitely drop some marketing jewels. He dropped his social one more time.
Prep.digital.
Yo, follow my man. Holla at him.
Website, Instagram, all that.
Yeah, he'll get you right, man. Another episode of Success Leaves Clues. Hey, I want you to do me a favor. On this one, tag that small business owner, right? Tag your friend who's in business. They need to understand some of these strategies. If they really want to grow, go to the next level, have them listen to this podcast, right? Powerful information.
Definitely.
And information is one thing, but application is the key.
That is the key.
Right? So you got to apply this information, create some action on it, and definitely take your business to the next level. It's 2021, baby.
2021.
Gotta step it up, baby. Let's go. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next episode of Success Leaves Clues.
Later.